Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's edition of Supernatural Sunday. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. My bad. Okay, so now we're starting off good. Hey, it's early in the morning. I ain't had my coffee yet, so there's that. Um, Thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for joining. The fam. If you have joined. If you haven't, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you join the family. Thank you so much for all the views and the likes for the other videos that I've put out. It's greatly appreciated. So today we're going to move on in. We're going to go forward deeper into season 5. We skipped a couple episodes this week because you know some are just a little bit better than others. I'm not going to say there's bad ones because there's really not. Just some I feel have more importance in the season. So that's why I choose what videos I choose. That and the fact that I like them better. And it's personal preference, really. So. But today, let's see. Last week we did episode 511 and 510 and 511. Yes. Last week we did 510 and 511. This week we're going to jump forward and we're going to jump into episode 513 called The Song Remains the Same. Now in this episode, we have Amy Gomenick coming back in and playing young Mary Winchester. And she has also played in Natalie Holloway, which was like a made-for-TV biography type movie. She's also played in 7 episodes of the TV series Arrow. And she also played in the Netflix original movie Bird Box with Sandra Bullock. There was a lot of people that played in that movie that I didn't realize played in that movie. But anyways. We also have a young John Winchester played by Matt Cohen, who has played in films such as Windsor Drive. He played in the film Chain Letter. And he also played in the Fangoria horror film Dark House from 2009. Now, I've seen Chain Letter and I've seen Dark House, but I have not seen Windsor Drive. Let me know down in the comment section below if you've seen that movie, if it's any good. Chain Letter was good, and so was Dark House. Dark House was kind of campy, which is what I liked about it, but it was very good. It had, what's his name? I can't think of his name. But anyways, he played in Reanimator. He plays in Dark House. He played Herbert West in Reanimator, and he plays in the film Dark House. It was a good movie. It was campy and it was fun. Okay, and we also have Uriel being played by Matt Ward, and he has played in Red Riding Hood, Tron Legacy, and he played in The Tooth Fairy from 2010 with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, which I hadn't seen that. I haven't seen any of those, actually. I haven't even seen Tron Legacy yet. Oh, well. Okay, the plot for this episode is the Renegade Angel... excuse me. The renegade angel, Anna, escapes from her prison in heaven. She travels back in time to kill Sam and Dean's parents so that Sam is never born and cannot be the vessel for Lucifer. Cass sends the boys back to stop her. Okay, so Anna's been in prison. She's been locked up in heaven prison. And somehow she escapes and decides that she's going to join the angel side, and stop Sam from becoming Lucifer's vessel. But when Cass put that emblem on the boy's rib cage, she can't find either one of them. So she decided to go back in time and kill John and Mary Winchester before the boys are even born. Then they don't have to worry about vessel this or vessel that. Cass finds this out because Anna goes and talks to Cass, and Cass tells her, "If you touch Sam Winchester, I will kill you." So Cass is jumping on the bandwagon with the boys pretty much so far now, which is great. The boys need all the help they can get. I mean, they got Bobby, but Bobby's, not able to help very much right now at the moment. Of course, we haven't seen Bobby. Well, we saw Bobby in episode 10. Um, but, so Cass is going to help the boys go back. And this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that Sam has actually went back to meet Mary. Uh, Now, when I think it was the first season finale, or no, maybe it was the second one. When no, it was the first. When they had the battle between the gifted and the yellow-eyed demon took Sam in a dream back to the night Mary was killed. So he met Mary then, or saw her then, uh, but he hasn't really met her since then. So this is going to be his first glimpse at Mary at a young age, and Dean's second time. But when they go back, they go and they find John and Mary, and Mary's not excited to see Dean because of what happened the last time with the yellow-eyed demon. But that's understandable, considering how everything. Oh, excuse me. Considering how everything went, that's understandable. Um, so they end up going back, and the angels come, and John finds out that Mary's been a hunter her whole life, and that Sam and Dean are involved in all this mess. But he does not find out that they are their sons. Um, we have this real tender moment between Sam and John, where Sam talks about his dad, uh, telling them that they got raised in the life and all this stuff, and that he understood what his dad was trying to teach them and tried to make them understand that he was doing it to protect them, and that he wished he had a chance to tell his dad all these things. So he kind of does. He kind of does in that instance. And then we have the little heart to heart with Dean and Mary, where he finally tells her that, "Hey, we're your sons." And then they come up with this plan that the only way to stop this is that Mary has to leave John. Um, Therefore, if Mary leaves John, then Sam and Dean are never born. Um, so they don't really have to worry about being a vessel for either heaven or hell. Excuse me, my voice is going in and out today. So they don't have to really worry about being a vessel for heaven or hell if they're never born. But alas, it's too late. She's already pregnant with Dino. So that won't work. So Uriel comes in and they end up fighting everyone off, and Uriel makes an appearance and possesses John and sets everything the way it's supposed to be. Even though it's not the best idea for the boys and Cass, they kind of fail in their mission, but it can't really be helped. It's just meant to be what it is, I guess. Um, so this was a great episode. I mean, it was good to see Anna. I mean, not well, yeah, it was good to see Anna. I like Anna's character, even though she's kind of a bad guy. I still like her character very much so in this show. And I also it was good to see young Mary and young John, the two people that played them. Does a fantastic job. I mean, it they meld well together as a couple. So it doesn't look like it's forced. It feels like it just flows naturally, which is great. It's awesome. So they couldn't find any two other people to play this role better than than what Matt Cohen and Amy Dominic do, because they do very well at it, very very well. And of course, you've got Jensen and Jared. They're the best at everything. I honestly believe they are the best at everything because they're just too cool, too cool. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into clips from this episode. So this is going to be episode 13 of season 5. The song remains the same. Here we go.
Really, Anna? I don't believe it. It's true.
So she's gone all Glenn Close, huh? That's awesome.
Who's Glenn Close? Anna will keep trying. She won't give up until Sam is dead. So we kill her first. Quiero saber. I found her.
Where is she?
It's 1978.
Why 1978? I wasn't even born yet.
You won't be. If she kills your parents, Anna can't get to you because of me. So she's going after them.
Take us back right now.
Time travel was difficult even with the powers of heaven at my disposal.
But you cut off. So what, you're like a DeLorean without enough plutonium?
I don't understand that reference.
Not really. Bend your knees. You are so beautiful. He means that in a non-weird, wholesome family kind of a way.
Yeah, right.
We haven't seen Marion in quite some time, and see, she's a spitting image of our mom.
Oh, gosh, it's almost 7. I hate to be rude, but I gotta get dinner ready.
Maybe they could stay.
I'm sure they have to leave.
Look, please stay. It would mean a lot to me. I haven't met much of Mary's side of the family. Look, Mr. Woodson, I'm begging you to reconsider.
Come on in right now. Let's talk. Maybe we can figure something out.
You serious?
I'll see you in 10 minutes.
You have to leave now.
Okay, just listen.
No, you listen. Last time I saw you, a demon killed my parents.
You and John are in danger.
What are you talking about?
Something's coming for you. I could say it's good to see you, Anna.
You too, Dean.
Sorry. It's not that easy to kill an angel.
No, but you can't distract them.
How long?
All my life. John, just try to understand.
Shut up, all of you. Look, not another word, or so help me, I will turn this car around.
How long have you known about this hunting stuff?
My dad raised me in it.
Yeah, what kind of irresponsible bastard lets a child anywhere near? You could have been killed.
Truth is, my dad died before I got to tell him that I understand why he did what he did. And I forgive him for what it did to us. I do. And I love him.
You said you'd explain everything when we had a minute. We have a minute. Why does an angel want me dead? I didn't even know they existed, and now I'm a target?
It's kind of hard to believe.
All right, then. I'm walking out the door.
I'm your son.
What?
We're from the year 2010. An angel zapped us back here. Our names are Dean and Sam Winchester. When I would get sick, you would make me tomato rice soup. And instead of a lullaby, you would sing Hey Jude. Is that your favorite Beatles song?
I raised my kids to be hunters.
You didn't do it. Because you're dead. Yellow-eyed demon. He killed you, and John became a hunter to get revenge. He raised us in this life. You gotta leave, John.
What?
When this is all over, walk away and never look back. So we're never born. He's right.
I can't. It's too late. I'm pregnant.
Okay, so that was the clips from that episode. It was a great episode, nonetheless. Like I said, It's a fantastic episode, I thought. The look on Sam's face when he meets his mom and John was priceless. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to say when he first met him, and then he actually just stared at his mom and he's like, "You're so beautiful." And the scene in the episode where Sam gets the chance to let his dad know how he really felt was so important to Sam. He never got the chance to do that, and in this episode, it gave him the chance to do it, even though John didn't really know what the hell he was talking about. But he still got the opportunity to do so, which was fantastic. It was a great scene, a great scene. Um, and the whole time he spoke, you knew he wanted to say, "I'm your son," but he never did. They left that up to Dean when Dean had his conversation with Mary. Um, it was a really good episode that gave us another look into the Winchester family, a deeper look. And John had, like, at this point, John had no idea, none whatsoever, that Mary was a hunter. He had no idea. And there's something I want to point out about that in a few minutes, but we'll get to that. The scene in the car when they were traveling back, and he was like, "All of you be quiet." He's like, he said, "I swear to God, I'll turn this car around." That was fantastic. That was just fantastic. The forcefulness and the way he said it was fantastic. So now in this episode, Uriel shows up right at the end, okay, and he, if I remember correctly, he makes John and Mary forget everything that just happened, everything. So they don't remember all of what just happened, the angels and Sam and Dean being their sons and all that stuff. But when the Winchester series started, uh, John met Mary while she was a hunter and found out that she was a hunter then and there. So that doesn't it does that storyline doesn't fit into this at all, and I don't understand how they could take it in that direction when it didn't. When we all know it didn't happen that way. But it gets confusing. It gets confusing when I try to think about that. But anyways, I just wanted to make a point of that. I don't see how they could do that, knowing that we already know the story, and then just go over and, hey, let's do this way. No, didn't work. Didn't work. But this was a great episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Not that I didn't like the Winchesters either. I did like that show. I just found that little quirk was wrong with it. But everything else was fine. I enjoyed that show. I wished it would have lasted longer than what it did. But anyways, moving on. So that was a great episode. If you haven't not seen that episode yet, I'm sorry if I spoiled anything for you. But I do hope that you feel the same, because it was a great episode. It really was a great episode. So now we're going to get ready to move on into the next episode. But before we do, you know what I like to do. I always do it every single episode. So let's go ahead and grab this bad boy right here. Now, get my little handle here so I don't spill it, because I don't want to spill a drop of this coffee. It's right here, folks. Now, sometimes, if you don't start your day off with a cup of coffee to get your blood flowing, to get your creative juices flowing, and all that good stuff, sometimes your body creates an alternate personality to compensate for the lack of coffee. And sometimes he just hits at a bad time. I mean, sometimes it just pops up out of nowhere and you have no control over who or what you are. So, that being said, check this out.
Who do you think you are? Dun, dun, dun! I am Captain Chaos. And this is my faithful companion, Kato. Let me down! Dun, dun, dun!
First cup, best cup. Good. Yeah, I'm gonna have another one. Pardon me, I'm gonna have another one. Fantastic. Fantastico. Okay, now we're ready. So now we're gonna jump into season 5, episode 15, called Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Now, in this episode, we get introduced to Jody Mills, played by Kim Rhodes. Now, Kim Rhodes has played in several good movies. She's played in Christmas with the Cranks, and that was the one with Tim Allen, I believe. That was a great movie. That movie was so funny. She also played in 102 episodes of the soap opera Another World. Now, I didn't mean to do that. Golly. Now, I remember Another World because my mother was into the soap operas big time. She always watched Days of Our Lives and Another World. And then when Santa Barbara came on, she was into that one. So I remember her from Another World because I grew up watching her on that. I think there was a guy in that show too that was called, his name was Cass Winthrop, I think was his name. Yeah, I remember that show. And she also played in the film Strong Enough. Now, I've never seen Strong Enough. I have no idea what it's about. But I have seen Another World and Christmas with the Cranks, and she was fantastic in those. Okay, so we also have a Troy Ruptash who plays Clay. Now, he played in a little film called The Wildling. Now, The Wildling was a great film. It was a werewolf movie. It was kind of like a coming of age teen story, but she was a werewolf. It was really cool the way they did that. I really enjoyed that film. And he also played in Dig Two Graves. And he did, I think this was his own movie. He wrote and directed this one called They Surround Us. Now, I have not seen the Dig Two Graves or They Surround Us yet. But I am, now that I know, I am going to look those up and see if I can find them and watch them. The Wildling was a fantastic film. Fantastic. And it also stars a Carrie Ann Fleming, who plays the character of Karen. Now, Karen played in Good Luck Chuck, which I ain't never seen that. No, wait a minute. I have seen that one. That was the one with, I think, Jessica Biel. That was a great film. That was a comedy. And she also played in The Name of the King with Jason Statham. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. And she played in 3 episodes of the TV series The 4400. Now, I've never seen The 4400. I never did start that series. But I did see The Name of the King was good and Good Luck Chuck was really good. All right, so the plot for this episode is Sam and Dean rush to Bobby's hometown to investigate why the dead are rising from the graves. Dean has a strange encounter with Bobby's wife. Yes, that Bobby's wife. Apparently, the people in Bobby's hometown that are dead are rising from the grave and becoming pillars of society. Well, not pillars of society, but joining back into the society like they've never left it. Um, Quite a turn, more or less, you'd say. And you got to know, this is crazy because when they first find out about it and they call Bobby, and Bobby tells them, no, there's nothing going on here. Don't worry about it. It's fine. There's nothing going on. I checked into it. There's nothing here. And tries to push him away from the case, but they end up coming in anyways. And then they find out that there is something going on. And the reason why Bobby shoot him away tried to keep him away is because his wife is one of the dead that come back. So this right there tells you this is going to be a rough episode to get through. Not because it's bad in any way, but because it involves Bobby. Bobby is awesome. Um, so that sets up the dilemma for this episode. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into clips before we get any further into it. We're going to go ahead and jump into clips from this episode. It's episode 15 of season 5, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Here we go.
Come with me.
You want to tell us what the hell?
Oh, hey. I didn't realize you were being company.
It's 4 a.m., babe. You didn't need to cook.
Oh, please. I'll get some more plates.
Who was that?
Karen, my wife.
Your new wife?
My dead wife. And through the fire stood before me a pale horse, and he that sat atop him carried a scythe. And I saw, since he had risen, they too shall rise, and from him and through him.
So what, death is behind this?
Death? Death? Like Grim Reaper death?
Yeah. Awesome.
She doesn't remember anything, you know.
What do you mean?
Being possessed. Me killing her. Her coming back.
Bobby.
No, don't Bobby me. Just listen, okay? She always used to hum when she cooked. Tone deaf as all hell. And I never thought I would hear it again.
And what would you do if you were us?
I know what I'd do. And I know what you think you gotta do. But I'm begging you. Please. Please. Leave her be.
I can feel it. It's happening.
It's gonna be all right.
No, it's not. I'm turning, Bobby. You know I am. It's okay. Do it.
No way.
Please.
No.
I remember.
You remember what?
The demon inside me. You killing me. I remember.
Then you know why I can't do it again.
When I came back, there was a man
What do you mean? A man?
at the grave. He was so thin, like a skeleton. He told me to give you a message.
What was the message?
Bobby!
Okay. So there's the scenes from this episode. I'm glad this episode was written the way it was. Bobby wasn't written in foolishly to be completely blinded and fooled by the supernatural aspect of his zombie wife by still being ready to take action if she turned. Um, I mean, they could have written him in there like, he didn't want to, he wasn't going to do it because he knew, there was nothing wrong, that she was fine, that everything was okie dokie. But he didn't go into it like that. He knew eventually, that he had to be careful and that he may have to put her back down. He didn't want to. I mean, who would? But he knew in his mind that there was something going on. The heartbreak. Well, Dean knew something was going to happen. He knew after Sam got attacked by that one, which I didn't have that in clip, so I apologize for that. I couldn't find it. But he knew that something was going to happen sooner or later because he knew it was a bad deal. Something was going to go wrong. even though deep down inside he didn't want it to, he knew it was going to. So he was watching the house to make sure. Um, while doing that, um, Bobby's wife came out and talked to him and told him, hey, come on inside. I know what you're doing here. You're watching. She's like, I know what's going on. Excuse me. Mm, that's so good. Um, so she invited him back into the house, even though Bobby didn't want him in there. Um, and told him, hey, I know what's going on. I know why you're here. And she doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to change. She wants to be the way she is with Bobby. Um, she loves Bobby. She dies still loving Bobby. Um, nothing changed there. But what hurt Bobby the most, I think, was that when he did, other than having to kill her again, was when he found out that she did remember being possessed and remember Bobby killing her the first time. That broke Bobby. That broke Bobby because the whole time she was back, he didn't think that she remembered, but she did. And he was so happy to have her back. Even the scene where they're talking about everything and they find out that death is involved in this. Um, Bobby hears her whistling in the kitchen, and he's like, I never thought I would hear that again, and it broke my heart to see Bobby have to go through all this. To see anybody have to go through something like this where they're in a situation where they have no control over what happens to a loved one. Um, to have to, to know that they're gonna, pass. It's so difficult. So I mean, I've never been through it, so I can't say that I felt it because I haven't, and I hope nobody. I wish nobody ever did feel that. Because there's just so much pain involved in that. Um, the heartbreak that Bobby endures all over again after having to shoot his wife again, to kill her again. The heartbreak just oozes out of him, and I mean, you could see it. Um, it was just horrible. And then not only Bobby. Look what Jody Mills went through. Her son came back, and then she lost her husband because her son attacked her husband. So she lost her son and her husband. I mean, she went through the same turmoil, and that just played a serious game here. He let everybody know, hey, I'm here and I'm going to raise some hell. Um, the message we find out before Bobby's wife had to die, before she died, that death visited her when he brought her back. He visited her and told her, "You need to tell Bobby to stop helping the boys, to stay away from them, because he's going to end up getting hurt, and it's going to be bad. Um, that no good can come of it." But of course, Bobby's not going to back down from helping the boys because he's become more of a surrogate father to Sam and Dean. So family, like he said, family don't end in blood. So he's going to stay. He's not going anywhere. This was a great episode. Um, Jody Mills is going to be a good character for the show. She fits right in really, really well. Now that she's involved in this supernatural hunting stuff, she's going to be great. She's going to be great. Mm. Gosh, that coffee's so good, I can't leave it alone. Oh man, another two great solid episodes. I'm telling you, folks, both these episodes they're tear jerkers in a way, but I'm telling you they are fantastic, fantastic. They add so much to the plot of this season. It's unbelievable. It's definitely two of my favorite episodes of season 5. Um, two of. There are a bunch in season 5 that are my favorite episodes, of course. Otherwise, we would done be through season 5 and into 6. But, 2 great episodes, and it just keeps getting better and better. This season was fantastic. You think it's bad? You think it's a ride now? Wait till we get towards the end of this season, because it's coming, and it's fantastic. I'm telling you. So with that being said, we're going to end the episode here. I appreciate you guys joining me this morning to talk about Supernatural. I do it every Sunday. I love talking about Supernatural. It's my favorite show. And always will be one of my favorite shows. I'm telling you. So don't try to convince me otherwise, because it's not going to work. All right. Now, with today's episode was Supernatural Sunday, of course. Tune in on Tuesday. Tuesday will be Mikey's movie Rampage, and then Thursday will be a classic buffet theater. Thank you so much for those views on that classic buffet theater, the last one I did, and the one before that. Fantastic. I'm glad y'all enjoyed that so much. I love doing the older stuff. So there'll be more of that coming up. But do tune in and join us on Tuesday for Mikey's movie Rampage, where we talk about a new movie that's getting ready to come out. And then, of course, on Thursday when we do the classic movie buffet theater. Thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel. Those of you that have not done so, please consider doing so. Remember to like, comment, share the videos. I'd love to get some comments. I'd love to talk to you people. Y'all are fantastic. Y'all are amazing. Give me your thoughts on these 2 episodes. If you've seen them, what do you think? Were they 2 of your favorites as well, or how did you feel about these episodes? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let's stir up some conversation. Thank you all so much for watching. And like I said, I will see you guys again on Tuesday for Mikey's Movie Rampage. So until then, bye-bye.